Hey, what's up guys? Sir Amanon here, bringing to you a kind of a silly combo tutorial today. So I've been messing around with different Lunalight variants, and this is, I would say, one of the less viable ones as far as like competitive strategies are concerned. So I'm just gonna put a forewarning out there right at the start of this video that this is a very stupid combo. It requires most of your extra deck, and also it dies to a lot of hand traps. So yeah, don't expect this combo to like pop up anywhere in the meta anytime soon, but if you looked at the title and it was like, what the heck? I've been working on dumb hybrids of like Lunalights and Guardragons and Orcusts all together in the same deck, and it's kind of stupid, but yeah, I've been trying to just see what would be the strongest end board I can make in a vacuum, and this is one of the stronger things I've been able to come up with without having to rely on like too much RNG. Like this is a very self-contained combo. So what you're gonna need here is a Lunalight Tiger and a Chick, obviously, as well as either a Dragon Shrine, a Foolish Burial, a White Dragon Wyvern Burster, or a Black Dragon Collapser. It doesn't actually matter which one you start off with out of the baby dragons, and I'll explain the baby dragon portion when we get into it, because it's easier to demonstrate the Shrine Foolish route, but yeah, there's a lot of interesting things to, I guess, consider here. If you want to like test this out at your locals just for fun, go right ahead, but I would not expect to win a longer tournament in a more competitive setting with this sort of strategy. But right off the bat, I'm gonna go ahead and activate Dragon Shrine, sending the Dark Worm to grave, obviously, and we're going to just go ahead and special summon it. And we're actually going to use its effect to add ourselves a Supreme King Gate 0 to hand. Now, you might be thinking, wait, if the 0 is part of this combo, then how does White Dragon and Black Dragon actually work in like replacement of the Dark Worm? We'll get to that in just a second. Alright, we're going to normal summon the Chick next, and use her effect to send the Yellow Marten. Standard stuff. I'm gonna scale Tiger and bring back the Marten. And then here you're gonna make Firefighting Durimadol. You could make Wee Witch's Apprentice as well, and you just got a glimpse of that extra deck there. It's kind of wild. Okay, so what you're gonna do at this point is you're gonna use Yellow Marten's effect in grave right away, bouncing back the Tiger, and putting it back on your side of the field. You can put it pretty much wherever. Just like I like to keep it kind of far away from everything, so I'm gonna tend to do my Guardragon plays on the right side of the screen. So I just like to have the Yellow Marten and everything else I'm not using at the moment on the left, so it doesn't interfere and mess with zones or anything. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and bring back rescale the Tiger to bring back the Kaleido Chick. Now this is the point where you would have the same board if you started off with a White Dragon or Black Dragon, and then you wouldn't have the Dark Worm here, obviously. So what you would do is, with this Chick, if you have a White Dragon Wyvern Burster, you would send a Dark Lunalight to grave, and then if you have a Black Dragon Collapser, then you would send a Tiger to grave, because Tiger is the light monster. So that's pretty cool stuff, cool interactions you can consider thinking there. And then what's going to end up happening is that the 0 is going to be a pendulum scale, so you can pendulum summon back the Dark Worm since it goes back to the extra deck, and that's another level 4 body that you need for the combo. But the other level 4 body that you need with the Baby Dragon route is just, since they search each other, you get a free level 4 anyways, so it doesn't matter which one you start with, you get the same number of monsters anyways, and they just happen to be dragons, which is really cool. Alright, so with that out of the way, we're going to go ahead and turn the Dark Worm into Guardragon LP. That's not where we want it over here. Alright, and then we're going to go ahead and summon Triple Burst Dragon by using the Kaleido Chick as well as the Firefighting Durimadol. Since LP and Triple Burst both point to the same zone, we can use LP now to summon the Destrito from deck. And then since Destrito and Triple Burst are both dragons, we can go ahead and make Guardragon Agripane. Agripane effect is going to special summon number 71 Rebarian Shark. The on-field effect is pretty irrelevant for this combo. The major effect is here. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can choose one rank up magic spell from your deck and place it on top of the deck. So we're going to combo this with Saryuja and chain block it in such a way that we can actually get to basically search, quote unquote, the rank up spell that we want, which is pretty cool. So next we're going to go ahead and use Destrudo targeting the leftover Yellow Martin, pay half our life and special summon it to our board. It's just going to be link fodder anyway. Alright, so we're going to use all 4 of our monsters and summon ourselves a Saryuja Skulldred. So Skulldred's going to be chain link 1, and then Rebarian Shark's going to be chain link 2, so you do get to chain block here. If they're holding Ash for this long, that is. So we're going to go ahead and put the Soul Shave Force, which is the rank of choice. It just has to be a normal rank of magic. And we're going to put that on the top of our deck. Then we're going to draw 4 of Saryuja and put any 3 cards back. And it's just to keep the combo self-contained. I'm just going to basically only draw the Soul Shave Force, but since you have other cards in hand, you're going to be able to choose like what the best scenario is. I will say though, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I forgot to do this earlier. You do need a random discard. Bad example. There we go. Alright, you need a random discard for a later play. So it's like a 3-card play with specific cards, but like obviously you're going to start off with a 5-card hand, so you have that free discard. And you get to still manipulate your hand with the Saryuja anyways, so pretty good stuff there. But anyways, we're going to scale the gate 0, or at this point, you would have had a the black or white dragon that you searched off of the first one that you used to make a Guardragon LP to begin with. Because like instead of using the Dark Worm to make LP, you would just use either white or black dragon, and then when that happens, you search the other one. So at that point, you're not going to scale a 0 because you won't have one in hand most likely. So you'll just special the other one here. But at this point, we're just going to pendulum summon. This is a bit stronger, I guess, because if you had more bodies, I guess you could summon them, but it's not really that relevant. Anyway, we're going to overlay these 2 monsters into a Raid Raptor Forstrix, and then use Forstrix's effect to detach and search ourselves Blackwing Zephyrs the Elite. Now, when I was originally doing these combo strings, I was like, oh cool, you have you can make Utopia right here, and then make Utopic Zexil because you already have the rank up spell. But I thought, if they have like Impermanent or some way to like stop the Utopic Zexil, I want to be able to have Insurance. And what better Insurance to go for than the Orcust combo, which sets a counter trap that negates anything. So, we're going to go ahead and use Saryuja's special summon effect, because we haven't used it yet, to go ahead and special summon the Zephyr straight out of our hand. And then we're going to link these 2 away into a Nightmare Phoenix, or link to Nightmare of our choice, and then immediately turn it into a Mermaid. This is where the random discard, of course, comes in, because you're going to pitch whatever card you have, and then summon the Orcust Nightmare. And then from here, you're going to use these 2 monsters to make a Galatea. Now, it's very important that you do this first. You want to use your Zephyrs engraved right now to bounce the Tiger back to hand and take 400. And then scale Tiger and bring back the Kaleido Chick, whichever one you prefer. You can dump more stuff if you want, but the important thing is you have to make Utopia first, because the Utopia monsters are light monsters, and the Orcusts lock you into dark monsters. So you're going to make Utopia here, and then you're going to pitch the rank up spell, to summon Utopic Zexil to your board. So now you have Utopic Zexil, and you still have an Orcust play, which is kind of insane. So you're going to use the Orcust Nightmare's effect in Graveyard, go ahead and dump and banish the Harp Horror, standard stuff, summon the Summon Skeleton. If you wanted to do the Dingirsu play, you can. I'll get to that in just a second. You're going to turn these into a Rusty. Rusty effect is going to set, let's see here. Now again, if you wanted to do the Dingirsu play, you would send the Ancient Cloak, use Ancient Cloak to search Boots, and then symbol bring back the Galatea, overlay for Dingirsu. Dingirsu attaches whatever monster, and then use the Silent Boots and the Dingirsu for the second Galatea. But you'll notice that I started off with 15 cards in my extra deck and I only have 2 remaining. So if you went for that route, you would only have 0 extra deck spots left, so I'm opting to not go for that play. Granted, again, this is not like a super viable strategy, but it's pretty funny, and I just wanted to showcase it because I think it's hilarious. So you're gonna get your double Fog Blade here, and then you're going to use Symbol Skeleton to bring back the Galatea. If you wanted to play a Dark Rank 4, you could just leave the zone vacant so that like you can pop more stuff next turn. That is entirely up to you. I will let you be the judge of that. You do want Galatea preferably linked, just so that they can't run it over, since she can't be destroyed by battle. But yeah, so you're going to shuffle back whichever Orcust. Since you're not doing the Girsu, it's less consequential. And then you're going to go ahead and get Orcust. They still haven't updated the name, by the way. This is Saturday already, and they haven't updated the name. So, as you can see here, we have a Utopic Zexal that, when detached on your opponent's turn, your opponent can't activate any cards or effects. And then if they try and like do anything, you have the Crescendo to negate it, like in response to the Utopic Zexal. You have plays for next turn because you still have Tiger and you still have your well, you would detach to the Chick realistically, but yeah, you'd have Chick and Tiger, and you'd have other stuff. Realistically, you'd probably just go for Boros Sword. Obviously, this play requires way too many weird extra deck cards that don't work outside of this play. Like, you need to run the Guardragons, you need to run Rebellion Shark. I don't normally run Triple Bears in the Lunalights, so you have to run that. You have to run like extra Orcust things, you have to run like the Utopias, which take 2 spots on their own. It's so much investment for this like board that is strong, but like it dies to any hand trap, like I said. So take with this as you will. It's a very silly combo that's not practical. I'm not claiming it to be practical in any sense, but for your entertainment, this is sort of the things that run through my mind when I try and come up with the most broken combos that I can. And though this board is very strong, you would be hard pressed to play through hand traps for sure, and end on like a similar board. And like the extra deck sacrifices so much utility that like you're not really going to be able to end on a very strong board otherwise. But you are playing at least the Orcusts, which is why I think like the Orcust combo, or the Orcust portion at the very least, is like good still. The problem is just like you need other strong stuff. I feel like the Orcust combo would be this board minus the Zexal essentially, and of course the Saryuja. You would have like, I guess, double Fog Blade if you wanted, and the Crescendo. And then since we're playing Lunalights, you usually have more rank 4 fodder, so you can have like a rank 4 on top of it. That's like the whole premise behind the other combo that I posted. You should check it out if you haven't. But yeah, like there's not really a good rank 4 that's solid enough to protect as something like Utopic Zexal. So things to consider. I am still trying to find something that's satisfying enough to warrant like blinding first for. And while I think that like the current Orcust combos that I've been coming up with are safe as far as like playing through hand traps, which is a very valuable asset, I still think that they're pretty breakable, honestly. So I would like to hear you guys' thoughts as far as random shenanigans are concerned. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, hope you guys liked it. Leave a like if you did enjoy. Thank you guys again for watching. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below, and I'll catch you in the next one. See you guys.